Please take out a sheet of paper and prepare to take notes. What we'll be doing today is looking at area and perimeter of composite figures. I will do an example problem which you will copy down, and then you'll look at your worksheet and do a problem that looks just like it. Okay, let's begin with problem number 1. I'd like you to draw a rectangle and then on top of it we're going to put, like a roof, a triangle on the top. If you look at this and you look at your formula sheet, there is no shape for this. There is no formula for a shape like this. This shape is made up of several different other shapes. So what we need to do is try and look at it and figure out where the different shapes are that we need. So when I look at this picture, I see a rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to draw in blue the rectangle part of this shape. You can see now that we have a rectangle. And then I'm going to draw in red the triangle part of this shape. Now to figure out the area of this entire figure, what we need to do is to figure out the area of this triangle as well as the area of this rectangle. So we're going to need two formulas. If you look at your formula sheet, the formula for the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 times base times height, and the formula for the area of a rectangle is length times width. Let's look at the triangle first and add some detail as far as some of the pieces of the triangle. I'd like you to draw a dotted line down the center of the triangle. We're going to put a height in there. Okay, that height for this particular triangle is going to be 6 centimeters. Now let's add some other numbers to our picture. On this rectangle, let's make this side 8 centimeters. And we will make the bottom, let's make that 7 centimeters. Okay. Now, moving this picture up a little bit, we're going to concentrate first on the rectangle. If I pull the rectangle out of this picture, what in essence that I have is a rectangle that looks like this, that has 8 on one side and 7 on the other. If I follow the formula, I have area equals 8 times 7, which is 56, and for area, it's centimeters squared. Now, looking at the triangle. The formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. Let's work the triangle over here. I'm going to draw it. I know I have my dotted line in the center, and we said that that is the height, and that is 6. Now, we need a base for this triangle in order to do the formula. If you look at the bottom of this triangle, there is no number. So we need to look like a detective and look for clues in the picture. If you'll notice, the base of the triangle is the same size as the bottom of our rectangle. So if the bottom of the rectangle here is 7, that means that this line up here is also 7, because what we know about rectangles is opposite sides are parallel and congruent. So the bottom of our triangle has to be 7. Now we have all the information we need to put into the formula for the area of a triangle, 1/2 times base times height. So I'm going to change the 1/2 to 0.5 times the base, or the bottom of the triangle, is 7, and the height is 6. When I multiply those out, I get 21 centimeters squared. Now let's look at both of these pieces. I have a triangle that is 21 centimeters squared and a rectangle that is 56 centimeters squared. In order to get the combined area of the entire shape, I need to take the 21 and add it to the 56 because I have two shapes. Together, I have 77 centimeters squared of area. Okay, we are now going to second problem involving rectangles and triangles. Draw the following problem, a rectangle, and let's put two triangles off on the ends of the rectangle. Okay. What I'm going to do is put hash marks in here. If those hash marks match, that means every side that has the same mark would be the same measurement. And I'm going to put a number here corresponding to that of 10 centimeters. And I'm going to put a number on the top corresponding to the length of the rectangle of 20 centimeters. Now, if you look at this shape, we now have three shapes that we need to find the area of. The first shape we have is highlighted here in blue. It's a rectangle. The second shape we have, I'm going to highlight here in red. It's a triangle. And the third shape, in red as well, because it looks to be the same size, is another triangle. So it looks like in this problem we have three pieces to figure out. Let's go ahead and start with the rectangle. As you look at your formula sheet, it's length times width. In this particular rectangle, it is 20 long and 10 wide. That gives us a combined area of 200 centimeters squared. Going back to the triangle, as in the previous problem, the formula is 1/2 base times height. Area is 1/2 base times height, and I'm going to do these both at the same time since they are the same size. I can tell that by looking at the hash marks. So I've got 0.5. The bottom of this triangle would have to be 10 since this hash mark matches this one. So it's 0.5 times 10, and the height is also 10. And that would be the exact same thing for this triangle. 0.5 times 10 times 10. What I get when I multiply that out, I get 50 and 50 for this one as well, and that's 50 centimeters squared, 50 centimeters squared. At this point, we are ready to look at our combined area, so I'm going to circle all my pieces. And I'm going to look back. I had three shapes. What I need to write is my 200 for my rectangle, plus 50 for the left triangle, plus 50 for the right triangle. Altogether, I have 300 centimeters squared for the total area of the shape right there. 300 centimeters squared.